Buying a home is one of the most important investments you'll make. It's the foundation of where you'll build your life and memories. The process may seem intimidating, but I'm here to help you understand the process and make it fun. My name is Shayna Boyd with Century 21 McAlpin. I've been a realtor for over 5 years and I've helped lots of people in Horry County become homeowners. The purpose of me becoming a realtor is to educate people on their options and make them informed buyers. So today I'm going to do just that. I'm going to go through the process of buying a home from the idea to the closing table. So let's get started. I've broken this 30 to 90-day process down into 6 steps: the dream phase, the hiring phase, the house hunt, making an offer, pre-close, and closing. So, the dream phase. This is when you first decide that you want to become a homeowner, and there's two very important things to consider. The first is saving money for an earnest deposit, which shows the seller that you're serious about buying the home, and the second is the down payment. However, a lot of people think that you have to have 20% of the loan amount, but that's not always true. There's all types of different loans and down payment assistance. For example, there's VA loans that have 0% down and FHA loans that have 3.75% down. The second step is checking your credit history. So you want to make sure that your credit score is good and anything on your credit history that needs to be fixed, you can get it fixed. Now that your finances are in order, we're ready for step two. Step two is hiring your team of experts. This includes your realtor, your lender, your home inspector, and your lawyer. Now that may sound like a lot, but if you get an experienced realtor, they'll be able to point you in the directions of the others that they've successfully worked with in the past. The home inspector and the lawyer will come into play much later in the equation, but it's still a good idea to find someone with good reviews and good rates. Now, before we move on to house hunting, you'll need to get approved by a lender. You should talk to 3 different lenders and ask them what type of loans they offer, what is a monthly payment going to look like, things of that nature. Once you find the lender with the best loan and rates for you, you'll get a pre-approval letter, and that'll be your budget for the next step. Step 3 is the house hunt. This is when you sit down with your realtor and talk about what you must have and what's not so important in a home. So you should think about how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, what size yard you want. Do you want a garage? Would you like to be in a subdivision with an HOA? Once you have your criteria nailed down, they will show you a list of homes to choose from for a showing, which is basically a private tour of the house. Once you find the home that you want, it's time for the next step: submitting an offer. This involves sitting down with your realtor and signing a contract that should be gone through in detail. Now, I won't tell you all of the elements of a contract, but what I will tell you is one of the first things you'll talk about is the purchase price. This is when I like to do a CMA, also known as a comparable market analysis. So what I would do is say you were in a subdivision, I would look in that subdivision to find similar homes in square footage, how many bedrooms, if it has a garage, and then I would compare those sold prices in the last year to come up with the best offer. I like to do this because this is how lenders come up with their appraisals, and it's hard for the opposing side to argue with a CMA. So once you complete the offer, your agent will send the offer over to the seller's agent, and if the seller accepts, then you have a binding contract, which brings us to the next step. Step 5 is pre-closing. It involves the due diligence period, finalizing your loan, and the final walkthrough. The due diligence period includes multiple inspections, including the CL 100, the survey, appraisal, home inspection, and any repair request you may have. Okay, vocabulary time. A CL 100 is a wood inspection that checks for termites and mold. The CL 100 has its own contingency in the contract, so if there is a certain percentage of moisture found in the wood, you can ask the seller to fix it, renegotiate the price, or there are also other options. The survey determines the angles and lengths of a plat of land. The appraisal is the bank's value of the property. Now, if an appraisal comes back lower, you can consider renegotiating the purchase price, but if it comes back higher, you have equity in the home at the time of your purchase. Now that brings us to the home inspection. This is a thorough comb through of the whole house to make sure everything is functioning properly. When we get the report, it will be long, especially if it's a resale, but the house is not falling apart. However, if there are costly issues, you should see if the seller will fix it, give you an incentive, or renegotiate the price. You also have the option to legally get out of the contract by paying the due diligence fee or just saying that's fine and we continue on with the process. Once all of the inspections are completed, the loan will need to be finalized by the underwriter, who is the final decision maker of the loan. So here's some very important tips. Please do not quit your job. Do not make any big purchases or financial changes. Once your loan is finalized, the attorney and realtor will receive the clear to close. Then you will go do the final walkthrough with your realtor. This is when you walk through the house before closing to ensure the house is move-in ready and any repairs that were requested were done. The sixth step is when you sit down with your lawyer and fill out all the closing documents transferring the ownership to you. Then the attorney will send the documents to the courthouse where they will be recorded or the deed will be recorded, and you will officially become the new homeowner and get the keys to your new home. Buying a home is a big investment, so just remember that the whole process takes 30 to 90 days. Don't make any big financial changes and do not hesitate to ask any questions because no question is a bad question. You are all now informed buyers, so thank you for listening.